Hi everyone, Kendall here with Lazulama Creations. Today we're going to be making a crochet jellyfish. This is one of my beginner crochet kits. My kits come with all the supplies you need, plus a full-length video left and right-handed, a full PDF, and any support you need from me along the way. To make our jellyfish, today you're going to be needing purple yarn. I'm using this cool tie-dye, it's like blue, purple, and white, light blue, and white. You're also going to be needing a 5mm crochet hook, tapestry needles, stitch markers, scissors, and a small amount of black and pink yarn for the smile and the blush, as well as stuffing. This is a beginner kit, so I'm going to walk you through everything. If you're following one of my kits, I highly recommend you start with the practice yarn video. Each kit comes with a little bundle of yarn so you can practice your stitches before jumping right in. When you access this video online with your password, you would have seen a video of practice yarn, click here. Yeah, I would start there. If you're coming from YouTube and you don't know who I am, my name is Kendall. I sell Learn How to Crochet kits. That's what all these boxes are behind me. I have a variety of kits. I love teaching people how to crochet. I've been crocheting for like 7 or 8 years now, and I just love being able to teach people how to make a fun little project and have a brand new hobby. I hope you love this video, so let's jump right in and start making. I'm going to start with my purple yarn because we're going to start with the body, or like the top part of the jellyfish. We're going to start by doing the magic ring. I do have this magic ring guide that makes making the magic ring easy peasy in like 2 seconds, but I will also be walking through how to make it without the guide. I have this link down below. If the magic ring is just too much to learn all at once, you know, if you're just learning how to crochet, this is a really good technique just so you don't have to super focus on learning unnecessary new skills. And per usual, my cats are making appearances. Peanut loves to be in videos, so she's gonna come around, and Cassie will probably join us later. Make the magic ring. I'm gonna start with my tail, and I'm gonna wrap it around my hand in an X and hold it in the middle. With my hook, I'm gonna go under and then over, and I'm gonna scoop this through. Just like that. I'm then gonna grab it with my hand and take it off my hand. This is the tail, or excuse me, this is the working yarn, the yarn that's attached to the skein of yarn. I'm gonna gently pull that and do this thing called a chain 1, which is when you put the yarn on top of your hook and pull through the loop. You have a magic ring. Again, I want to show that to you. I have my tail, wrap around to make an X, hold in the middle, under, over, pulling through, pinching and pulling off, tightening, and doing that chain 1 of the yarn on top of the hook and pulling through. We have our magic ring. We're then going to add 6 single crochets onto the ring. If you're following one of my crochet kits, I highly recommend starting with the video for the practice yarn. It's on the same webpage where you found this video and your PDF pattern. It will kind of walk you through making a square, learning some different stitches. It's easier to learn on a square before jumping into the circle. So this is there if you want it. For our 6 single crochets, a single crochet is like the most basic type of crochet stitch, and it's going to be used in a lot of patterns. I'm going to start by inserting my hook in the middle of my circle, yarning over, and pulling through so that I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm then going to yarn over again and pull through both loops. And that's 1 single crochet. So again, I'm going to insert my hook into the middle. I'm going to yarn over pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Through the middle, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we have 3. 1, 2, 3. Going to do my 4th. Make it easier, I'm kind of pinching this between my fingers just so I have a little bit of tension to work with. If your yarn starts to split, this is totally normal. It's the reason why I teach a normal yarn as compared to something different. You just gotta take out your hook and make sure you scoop the whole thing on there. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our 6th. You can see the stitch is this full V, and we have 6 of them. I'm then going to pull the tail so that it forms our first round in our tiny little circle. And that was round 1. In my kit, I have some stitch markers. So I'm going to pull out one of these safety pin looking things. And this is going to help keep track of the beginning and the end of our rounds. We'll be working in a spiral, so you don't just want to keep on going and going and going because you won't know where to start or where to end. So I'm going to take this and put it in the very last stitch that I made, just so I know when I'm working around. Getting myself some more yarn over here. Round 2 is to increase 6 times. An increase is just 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. And we already know how to do single crochets, so we're just going to put 2 of them next to each other. The first stitch is always a little tight. That is just what crochet is. Don't worry, it's not you. So I like to wiggle, because this was that first V that we made. So I'm going to push my hook in, tighten a little bit, and want to make 1 single crochet. In the same stitch, I'm going to make a second. Right now we have 6 single crochets, but at the end of this round we'll have 12 because you're putting 2 in each one. So now I'm going to move to the next one and do the same thing. 1 single crochet and then a second. I'm going to do this all the way around. You can see I have some gaps. That's totally okay. I'm going to tighten my magic ring a little bit more. I make my beginner patterns so that you can have some mistakes and you can have some gaps and it's not going to completely ruin your design. So don't worry, we're just learning. So it's totally okay to have that. For the last one, I'm going to take out my marker, do my increase, and then put my marker back in. That was the end of round 2, and now we have 12. For round 3, we're going to single crochet and then do an increase. This will be like a little series of 3 across 2 different stitches. So in the next stitch, we're going to do 1 single crochet. And then we're going to move to the next one and do our increase. So it's 1 and then a double. Next stitch, 1, next one, double. And moving around, we're just going to keep on repeating. So 1, and then a double. 1, a double. get myself some more yarn. While I do my last one, so a single, taking out my marker, doing the last increase. And then putting the marker back in. The next round is going to be 2 single crochets and then an increase. So it's going to go 1, 1, double. So we're going to do 1, into the next stitch, another 1, and then the next one, our increase. So it's 1, 1, increase. 1, 1, increase. Last one for an increase. And there we have it. I'm going to put my marker back in. The next one's going to be 3 and then an increase. So 1, 1, 1, increase. 1, 1, 1, increase. Go ahead and do that for the whole round. For our last round of increases, we're going to do 4 single crochet and then an increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then our increase. And we'll do this for the whole round. This is as wide as our jellyfish is gonna get. But now we have to, this is top of its head, we need to go down. So for the next 8 rounds, we're gonna place 1 single crochet in every single stitch. So no increases or anything fancy, just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way around. Move up your marker. You're gonna do that for a total of 8 rounds. So let's do 1 in every single stitch for 8 rounds. I just finished the 8 rounds. It is sort of kind of maybe looking like a jellyfish. The next round's really gonna make it look like a jellyfish. For round 15, we're gonna be doing some different stitches, but I'm gonna take you along the whole time, so don't worry. First thing we're gonna do is skip a stitch. This would be our next stitch. We're ignoring him. And then we're gonna do 5 double crochets in the next stitch. To start a double crochet, you're gonna yarn over. Remember, we're skipping a stitch. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, so you have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 of those loops, then yarn over, pull through the last 2. That's 1 double crochet. We're gonna put 5 in this little stitch right here. So again, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2. This is our 3rd, 2, and 2, our 4th, and then 1 more for our 5th. This is going to be like our little ruffles at the bottom of a jellyfish. We're then going to skip another stitch and then do 1 slip stitch. Slip stitch is super easy. You're gonna insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then pull through again, just like that. It's smaller than a single crochet. And then we're gonna repeat. So we're gonna skip 1, then do our 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 1 and do a slip stitch. Let's do it one more time together. We're gonna skip 1, then do 5 double crochets. 2, ooh, my hook came out. So we're back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 1, slip stitch. Go ahead and do that for the whole round. I went all the way around, and now we're going to fasten off, which is just where we cut our yarn. I want to leave quite a bit because we're going to use this yarn for sewing. So I'm going to cut it, and then fastening off our loop on our hook, we're just going to pull until it's not a loop anymore. Pull it right through. And now we have the top of our jelly, but he needs a face. So I'm going to grab my tapestry needle and my safety eyes. These are the backs. So I drop the rest. There we go. I'm then going to grab my pink and my black blush. This is going to be the back because that's where my tail is. I'm going to place the eyes but not put the backs on yet. That's my sales counter going off in the back. Sorry about that. I can't reach the outlet to to unplug it right now. I want to place the eyes. I'm going to grab my black yarn. You can either cut a piece of it if it's long, or just use the whole thing. It doesn't matter. Put it on my tapestry needle. From the back, you're going to poke out one corner of the smile. Draw a straight line to the other corner of the smile. Poke through the bottom arch of where the smile will be. I'm going to try to center mine. Kind of like right in between these stitches. And then I'm going to scoop it down and make the bottom. Then you can kind of shape it a little bit more if you'd like. Let's see, are my eyes even? Nope. That seems too close. Maybe they are even. One, yeah, just about. Maybe he should go out more? No. It was right. There we go. Once you're happy where the smile is, you can tie a square knot on the back. Just remember, don't pull too tight because it will mess with the front. I'm all tangled. There we go. And then you can trim it just a bit, not too close. If you're adding blush, I'm going to cut a piece because this is pretty long. Put it on my tapestry needle. And then before I pin down the eyes with the backs, I'm gonna do the blush just so I'm happy with where everything is. I like to just do like 2 little straight lines. Yeah. Let's do it on the other side. I like to do it before I pin down the eyes because I like to make sure that my eyes are nice and even and they're where I want. But also because I kind of like the blush going under the eye a little bit. But that's just what I like. Oh my goodness, he's a cutie patootie. Okay, let's add the backs. These are the washers. They just click right on. Just like that. Now these eyes are not going anywhere. Boom. Again, you can tie a loose square knot with your pink, just so it doesn't slide through. And now we have the top of our jellyfish done. I'm just about done with the bottom of my jellyfish. I know you're thinking, wait, where's the rest of the video? I'm not gonna go step by step for this piece because you've already done it. The bottom is the exact same way that we started the jellyfish. It's exactly rounds 1 through 6. It was our magic ring, 6 single crochets, then 6 increases, 1 single crochet, then an increase, 2 single crochets, and then an increase, 3 single crochets, an increase, and then 4 single crochets, an increase. This is because we want it to fit right in the bottom. Oh, it's like a little flower. We want it to fit right in the bottom. So go ahead, pause this video, go back to the beginning so you can go through step by step exactly like you just did. A little different to finish off the bottom. We're gonna place 2 slip stitches just so this is a little bit rounder. So I'm gonna insert my hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through again, and then do the same thing in the next one. Insert, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. See, it's like a little rounder. It's not as hexagon-y now. I'm gonna cut my yarn, fasten off, and now I have my bottom. We're gonna start making our squiggles to go underneath. Written pattern for this video, I kind of divided it up with different colors for what you want to do, but it doesn't matter what colors you use. Make your jellyfish more unique. And we're starting with this cool tie-dye blue. Find the end. We're gonna chain 25. If you made your practice square, this is probably easy peasy for you. If not, I'm gonna start with a slip knot. If you've done a slip knot for something else before, it's the exact same thing. I'm going to take it, twist it, and pull through. Place my hook on it, and make it a little snug. We're then going to chain 25. And doing that chain is when we yarn over and pull through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're gonna do this all the way to 25. 6, 7, 8. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is going to be one of our spirals. So starting in the second chain from the hook, we're going to place 4 single crochets in every single stitch. So this is a chain we just made, so we're going to ignore him and go into the next one. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Technically, it does matter where you place your hook within the chain. There's like 3 lines. Little secret, it doesn't actually matter. Yes, it will look kind of tiny bit different, but for beginner projects, it doesn't matter. You're just gonna insert your hook anywhere in that chain. And we're gonna make 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're then going to move to the next chain and do the same thing. 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do this in every single chain all the way up. And all of these stitches squished together is going to make a spiral. So I'm going to do this off camera so I can hold this a little closer to myself because I find that a little easier. And if you hate these gaps, you can redo your chain, which I'll probably do, and just make it tighter. So let me show you. Mine are pretty loose because I was doing it on camera, but you can tighten it and pull through. Just make sure it's not too tight because then you can't get your hook back in. If you don't like that, another option is to yarn under. Normally making a chain, you're going to place that yarn on top and pull through. But you can actually place it the other direction and pull through. I do this a lot. I like the tension of it, but totally up to you, whatever works. Just chain 25 and place 4 single crochets in every chain besides the first one. You're also going to be making 2 of these spirals in the same color. One more thing, I'm also making my single crochets tighter just because I don't want the gaps. You can do that by doing the yarn under, or when you have your hook, just make sure you're pulling tight. We're not going to be placing anything in these single crochets, so really you can make them as tight as you want. Here's my little spiral. I'm going to leave a few inches, cut it off, and bam, we have one of his little squiggles. You're going to be making 2 of these exact same ones of the 25 chains and then 4 single crochets in every chain. The next one's for the tie-dye yarn. You're going to be chaining 20 and you're going to place 2 single crochets in every stitch. You're just going to be making 1 of these, but chain 20 and then 2 single crochets. It's going to be like a shorter but looser type of spiral. And then with the light blue, you're going to chain 25 and place 3 single crochets in every stitch. You're going to be making 2 of those. And that's going to be all of our spirals, but we're going to do something oh my goodness. That was the end of our spirals, but we're going to be doing some chains just to kind of add some more dimension. With the purple yarn, we're going to chain 25. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I'm then going to fasten this off. And we're going to pull tight on both ends. You're going to make 2 of these just so it can go in between the spirals. Just kind of give it a different look. You're going to make 2 of those with the purple. And then we're going to use 2 colors at the same time and do some more chains. So I'm going to take the purple and the white. I'm going to line them up. Crocheting with 2 strands of yarn is the exact same thing as crocheting with 1. We're just going to have to be a little bit more mindful to make sure we pick up both colors. So I made my slip knot. I'm going to put my hook in. We're going to chain 20. I'm going to go a little slower just to make sure I'm picking up both colors. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. We're going to fasten off and pull tight. You're going to be making 2 of those. So go ahead and make all your little strands and all your spirals, and then we'll talk about assembly and putting it all together. I have all of my pieces, and now we're going to assemble it to our bottom piece. This is our nice and pretty side. This is going to be the inside with our tail. I'm going to start by putting my crochet hook from the back side to the front side, grabbing a spiral, and pulling through one of the tails. I'm going to repeat about, I don't know, 1/2 inch over with the other tail, and then I'm going to tie it together. You can place them however you want. If you have extra yarn that you can make more little squiggles, you can do whatever you want. We'll attach all the spirals like that. For the chains, you'll pull it through, and then you'll want to tie this to any of the other strings you have going on. You want to tie it to 2 of them. So like that, and then I'm going to tie it to this guy, just to make sure it's not going anywhere. See, I can pull it, it's not going. You're also going to trim the bottom, enough so it doesn't come undone. And remember, we pulled it really tight, so our knot's not gonna come undone, but we want to give it a little bit of wiggle room. You're going to attach all of these squiggles, and then we'll sew it to the base. I have my squiggly bottom. Make it a little easier on ourselves, I want to tie one big old knot. Obviously a messy knot, don't pull too tight. And then I am going to trim. Just to make it a little easier when we're sewing. I'm going to take the outside purple tail and put it on our tapestry needle. I'm going to place the bottom inside. We're going to start sewing. When you're sewing, you don't want to sew here, you want to sew here so that our ruffles kind of stick out. So I'm going to take purple to white, and then back to purple. Purple to white, back to purple. There's about 1,000 different ways to sew on crochet pieces. Does not matter which way you do it, as long as they come undone. I don't like to see, I don't like a messy tail, which is why I'm using purple, and I'm making sure not to pull too tight because I don't want the white to come through the purple. I think it kind of ruins the effect and all your hard work of your crocheting. So make sure you're not pulling crazy tight. You can see mine, I guess, a little bit, but that'll be okay. I'm going to just continue going around about 3/4 of the way, and then we're going to stuff it. I'm about 3/4 of the way around, a little bit more. I'm going to start stuffing. I'm going to pull it apart into small clumps and place it inside. You don't just want to ball it up and stick it in. That won't make it as fluffy, and it makes it use a lot more stuffing. I like to place little clumps how I want to shape it, because you don't want the bottom poofed out, you really just want the top. So the small clumps allow you to shape it however you want. If you're following from one of my crochet kits, there is plenty of stuffing, so don't worry. Every time I use one of my kits or I practice or test them, I always have a ton of extra stuffing. So I would not worry about that. I'm gonna do one small little clump. Maybe another. Yeah, okay, he's looking good. Now, I am going to finish sewing him up, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with our tail. I finished sewing all the way around. We don't just want to cut this off. Obviously, it will come undone. what we want to do is poke it through anywhere that's purple. So we have a couple inches inside the body. So now when we cut it, to untangle or to come undone, it has to go all the way through and then out, which would be pretty unlikely. When I cut my yarn, if it sticks out a little bit, you can kind of like poke it through with your scissors or rub it. But that's our jellyfish. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a great time making Squiggles the jellyfish. To stay up to date on more Lazy Llama Creations content, I would follow us on TikTok. That's where I post all my updates, like new kits, promotions, what's happening, new products, and everything in between. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Kendall, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!